Hey, it's your girl Becky Kisoon. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is your daily source for personal and spiritual development. These messages are from Daily Meditation. You can find new uploads here daily, Monday through Friday. This episode is entitled, How to Get Out of a Bad Situation. One way or another, you wake up in the morning and you realize that you are stuck in a bad situation. You're at work and you realize you don't want to be there anymore. Depending on our personalities, we may have thoughts like, well, other people are fine with this, or maybe I haven't tried hard enough to make this work. But to every one of those thoughts, I offer one important truth. You only have 80 years on this spinning ball in the middle of space if you're lucky. Okay, you might have, let's be positive, 120 years. But whatever you think or feel about your life is right. If you're in a situation that's unhealthy or not serving you, or it's just generally bad, it's your right to get out. You have to be honest with yourself. Look at the situation as an outsider. What is the best decision to solve this issue? Write out a catalog of your current situation as if you were describing it to an outsider. What is it about your situation that isn't good? Make a list as long and as specific as you can. Get clear and get it out. Identify what could be keeping you back. All situations that you stay in offer certain perks, or else why would anyone else still put up with them? So consider that could be keeping you tied to maybe your position or whatever you're dealing with. And it could be, for instance, the family environment or camaraderie that you have with your coworkers, or awesome work environment. Even though these are amazing perks, it may not be worth staying if you're not getting paid what you are worth. Make acceptance an immediate priority. When you're dealing with a bad situation, it can be like dealing with grief, and people often go through the same stages: shock and denial, pain and guilt, anger and bargaining, and so on. You might not be able to fully squelch your emotions, but you can decide to accept whatever has happened, regardless of how you feel about it. The sooner you accept it, the sooner that you can act from where you are, which is the only way to change how you feel. Remember, the world is not fair, so don't begin to go on an unfair spiral. Remind yourself that this is what it is, and then choose a reaction that aligns with the way that you would like the world to be. Every situation and every single person that you meet is here, and it happens for you to learn from it. See the lesson. See someone who annoys you or frustrates you as an opportunity to work on your patience. This same mindset can help improve the way you interpret and respond to events in your life. If you lost your job, maybe the life lesson is to determine your true purpose. If your relationship falls apart, maybe the life lesson may be to become more independent. Focus on the lesson, and it will allow you to work on positive change, which will make you feel empowered instead of deflated and defeated. And do not repeat your lesson. Prevent yourself from moving backwards. A truth about bad situations in our lives is that they have an ugly habit of showing up over and over again, but they don't have to. Bad situations show up over and over again because of our habits. And when we set up a flag, we can make sure that we're alerted anytime we head down that bad path. When we're aware, we can choose to avoid the bad stuff and keep our lives on track. Think back on the situation you used to be in or something that you have overcome. How did you get there? From the good place that you're in now, what advice would you give your future self to make sure you don't end up there again? Go ahead and make a list. From that list, pick 1 or 2 critical moments where getting a heads up would most help your future. Those critical heads up are our flags. They're there to break you out of your routine and give you a clear warning that you're headed into bad territory. Once you have had your flags, once you've got your flags, put them in a place in a way that you'd run into if you start to head down into your bad situation again. Maybe it's a monthly calendar to take stock. Maybe it's a physical card or post-it note. Maybe it's telling a friend. Choose whatever you think would be most effective for your future. Then put it into place. Set your flags to show up early and often. Heading off a bad situation is a whole lot easier than digging out of them. Then, flags in place, let your worry go and enjoy your new awesome life. See the part that you played and accept your responsibility. Get everything out of your system. Doing so will help you understand what specifically you are hurting about, why you stayed in the first place, why you dealt with the situation. You can vent to a friend, you can write in a journal, write a letter that you'll never send to your boss or another person. What could you have done differently next time? Are you an active participant in your own life, or are you simply a hopeless victim? Will you let your pain become your identity, or are you someone deeper and more complex than that? Stop being the victim and blaming others. When you're the victim, it feels good. It's like being on the winning team. It's like being on the winning team of you against the world. But guess what? The world doesn't care, so you need to get over yourself. Yes, you are special. Your feelings matter, but don't confuse this with your feelings matter to your feelings should override all else. And nothing matters. Stop being the victim and blaming others. Your feelings are just one part of this large thing that we call life, which is so interwoven and complex and it's messy. But every moment you have a choice to continue to feel bad about someone else's actions or to just start feeling good. You have to take responsibility for your own happiness and don't put that power into the hands of someone else. Stop being the victim and blaming others. Take responsibility for your own life and your own decisions that you made. No one else can create your reality, only you. Question whether it's as big a problem as it seems. We turn minor upsets into huge catastrophes in our minds. Little in our life is as horrible as it appears to be at first in our minds. Some things are challenging, like losing your job, your home, or worse, someone that you love. But most situations can be solved. Sometimes they're even blessings in disguise. There was an interview done by Barbara Romer, an MD, who interviewed 300 people who had near-death experiences. And the majority of those people experienced spiritual awakenings that proved that what didn't kill them made them stronger. And I'm sure that when you look back on the things that you went through, what didn't kill you made you stronger. Whatever you're dealing with, is it really the end of the world? And more importantly, if you bounce back with an even better situation, a higher paying job, or a more satisfying relationship, a better friendship with better friends, how impressed would you be with yourself? Remember, a hurdle doesn't have to obliterate your complete plans or what you want for your life. If you lose your job, you can still pursue your professional goals and maybe even more efficiently. There's always more than one way to address a problem. The sooner that you focus on finding a new way, the sooner you'll turn a bad thing good. Make the decision to let it go and change. Make sure that you forgive the situation. And forgiveness isn't a sign of weakness. Instead of saying, I want to move forward in my life and I want to welcome joy back into it, and I can't do that fully until I let this go. Forgiveness is a way of tangibly letting something go. It's a way of empathizing with the other person, yes, but also trying to see things in the way where I don't want to think about it anymore. I don't want to harbor it in my heart anymore. I don't want it to affect me anymore. I don't want it to make me angry anymore. I don't want to get upset. Anytime that I hear this anymore, I'm going to let it out of my system completely. And then make sure that you forgive yourself. If you can't forgive yourself, how will you be able to live in future peace and happiness? It's simply saying that I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. And it's okay. Guilt does not help you move forward because you're always punishing yourself internally for not making the right decision in the past. But forgiving yourself is realizing that you love yourself. It's showing compassion and love for yourself and saying, you know what? I love myself enough to do better next time, and I forgive myself, and I'm going to let this go. Forgiving is just letting it out of your system, not letting it bring out negative emotions out of you anymore, not harboring thoughts of the past and how much you hate what happened or you regret or any of that. It's just letting it go. And allow yourself time to grieve. Whatever you're going through, maybe you lost a friendship, maybe you lost your job, maybe you decided that you wanted to change careers. You were avoiding it for a reason because you knew that it would bring you pain for a moment. Maybe going through that lost friendship is going to bring you pain, and it's okay. Allow yourself some time to feel that, and you have to feel it. Use your imagination now to find a solution. Suspend your disbelief and tell your awesome brain to take a break for a minute and unleash your imagination. Make a really detailed list of what a good situation would look like for you. Ask yourself how someone you respect would handle this situation. And if you can seek counsel from someone that you respect, do so. Make a decision to be strong. Make strong your mantra. You're going to have to be strong to get through this. It's necessary that you find alternative sources of peace and wholeness than whatever was holding you in that situation. It can be anything from an interesting hobby to traveling to having fulfilling friendships and family outside of work. It could be getting a new dog, hugging your pet dog, renewing contact with an old friend or family member, meditating. Build a support structure. Making a big decision to end a situation and go into another one can have different effects on different people. But you want to make sure that you invest time in yourself and you build a close circle of family and friends who will provide you with emotional support as well as a positive outlook. Make sure that you reach out to them and commune with them. Surround yourself with people who really care about you. Lastly, I want to say Focus on the present, the here and now.